Oh, g'day, welcome back everyone to another video. It's been a few weeks since I put one up, but yeah, there's been a few things happen on the time. Once again, I'll start off and just go for a bit of a walk, and then before I sort of start talking about it, I must admit it is a little interesting watching some of these videos coming back, and it's like looking how I feel more coordinated than what I actually look. So it's been entertaining for me to say the least. But yeah, I'll do a bit of walking. I do apologise for my attire. It's hardly business attire, and it's hardly professional. But as I said before, this is not exactly a professional channel. It's just about how I'm going and following. It's a real life example of what I'm sort of going through and how I manage it. So please excuse the attire, but it's all good. Right. So yeah, like balance wise, you know, the big thing is about getting the pain. Like the less pain you're in, the more your muscles you can move, and the better balanced you can be. But it's I feel better. I feel a bit better, but still strength is a lot. I've still got a long way to go. Like lifting my leg over the dog gates and bits and pieces. Yeah, I really realise how weak my thighs and everything still are. But yeah, I'm doing things which I couldn't do a month ago, or that I hadn't tried, or you know, hadn't been able to do. So you know, I'm still feel like I'm. It makes it easy. It makes it easy to keep. Makes it easy to keep trying because you can see things and you can do things which you couldn't do only a few weeks ago. So you can see that difference. So although you probably are stagnating a little bit, it sort of doesn't feel like it. But you know, time ticks on, and then you go, "Oh, gee, it's been a long time." That it's no, is that I don't know. Is that focusing going to focus right, or what's it going to do? It's supposed to autofocus. Oh yeah, I think I really might be doing the unprofessional thing today. But anyway, we'll get there. It's all good. There you go. Bit more light on the subject. Yeah, a few things have happened since the last time I spoke to you. I was jumping in the pool, the pool that we got because I haven't really done any hydrotherapy before. So I thought, oh, look, you know, originally it started off going, oh, ice baths are good. So I thought, well, I'll jump in the pool because it's still cold, like the water's still cold. But in all fairness, it's the pool water is like probably 10 degrees, so it's hardly an ice bath. But yeah, like we do live in Western Australia too, so it's like oh, close enough. That's about as as cold as it gets here. So yeah, but jump in, and it's like I'd never realised. You know, you just do a few side steps, a few squats, walk backwards. The physio said that was a good exercise, and you don't really notice it at the time, but it's like you do those for like half an hour, and then you jump out of the pool, get a bit of lay down, get a bit of sun for half an hour, get a bit of vitamin D, and then jump in. And in the afternoon, like you really feel it. Everything from my waist to the between my waist and my knees was yeah, that was aching. Like not painful, hasn't done damage, but just aching. It just you'd been worked. You'd really worked it. So that was that was good. Um, so yeah, so I've been doing that for the last trying to get in there every day just for half an hour to do a bit of that. Um, also, I've managed to put the AFOs on. That's what goes around my calf, supports my calf, and goes under my foot to try and keep that left foot up. And I jumped on my mountain bike for the first time, and that was the first time I've tried to get on that in a year. Like the last time I was on a year, I did a year ago. I jumped on it, but my left foot just kept sort of falling off. But this time round with that AFL, I was actually able to get on and actually start pedaling, and I could stand up on the pedals. So I rode around on that for probably only 5, 10 minutes. But it's just another thing that I've found that I can do, which is well fantastic, really. Yeah, it's all progress that you can see, and that um, makes things easier to manage. Um, Also, the old farm ute that I managed to get that going, so that's because it's a manual. I thought, oh, I'll get used to learning how to drive again. because I'm getting to that point. Like I can still sit down longer than I used to be able to, but so I thought, oh, I need to start getting practicing the drive because I need to sort that sitting thing out for like at least an hour at a time, just to make sure that because you don't want to be in pain when you're driving. That's just like I'm a hazard to society, more than usual. Um, so, but at least I can practice sitting in the ute and then doing the manual clutch, the whole thing, and just I've got to use the AFO, but it's just there'll be a few things I need to shift and learn and adapt, and it's better to do that than the old bunky farm ute. And if I'm going to knock into a fence or anything, I'll better have to do it than that than a vehicle on the road for sure. But that's going right. I'm managing it okay. I wouldn't say I was. I've just got to look a bit to get as fluent, obviously, as what I was. I need to adapt to a few things, but yeah, I can drive, and that was interesting. But yeah, what sort of a big part of it is what sort of footwear I'm going to wear. Um, so what I was using was the AFO with the hiking boot, and just strapping that on. That seemed to work the best so far. But yeah, I've just got another set of type of hiking boots that I've just bought. We'll see how they go, and I'll try it without that AFO and just see if I can use it with that, or whether I need to bolt something onto the clutch pedal to make the actual foot plate that I'm pushing on, slightly bigger. So it's got a slightly bigger target for my foot to perhaps use. Just any of those sorts of things. Just see what's going to work and what I need to be able to drive safely without issues. Because obviously I've got to get before I can drive on the road again. I've got to get the tests done. And it was interesting. The doctor did say, look, they're actually more interested in the power of your leg to be able to push the clutch down than actually your ankles, because there's obviously they know there's bits and pieces you can buy for your ankle braces and all that sort of stuff, and there's more than likely they're going to have something like that. They'll have as a condition of license to be driving. I'm going to need to wear this ankle brace or something. I'm expecting that, which is fine. In the meantime, I'm just going to try and find out what works for me, so I can jump in the old farm ute and buzz around, and that'll help me. Chuck a bit of fencing gear in the back and tighten a few wires, or just get out and water a few trees in the paddock, and just get out and about and do a bit more. Because now I'm starting to feel like that I can actually. I'm wanting to do more because I can. Although I'm really good for maybe an hour and a half of work, which would have taken me probably quarter of an hour before. Well, maybe not, maybe half an hour, but I can probably do 1.5 to 2 hours sort of light work, and then because like just getting up and down, I replaced the mower belt underneath the ride on, and you like just getting up and down a few times to get the tools, and the wrong socket size, so you get back up on your feet and go to the toolbox and that sort of thing. Once you've done that half a dozen times, it's sort of just where I'm at. It takes it out of you. Like you say, I need to be aware of that. So I've got probably 2 hours of that, and then I've really got to come back in and just sit down. Otherwise, I'm pulling muscles, and and I'm starting to injure muscles that I got because I've still got to obviously build them up. But it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning curve. So, but I'm getting out there and I'm starting to do a bit more, and so I wouldn't say I'm not necessarily frustrated. I just understand it's a process, which needs to be gone through. My sciatic nerve at the moment, that's probably the most painful thing. If I'm sitting down, I'm in quite a bit of pain at the moment. Just sitting on that, and I don't know whether I should be just seeing a masseur or something, or getting a massage, or whether there's something they could do, or when they'll probably just take a look and go, gee, what's happened to you? You've got. But if it's just something where they might be able to work the nerve out of a muscle or something, it might help, it might not, because it is something which I never asked, but it was never offered. Like between all the hospitals and the physios, and it's like that. No one's ever actually mentioned anything about working, massaging muscles. No one's ever said anything. It's like the doctors at the hospital, when first thing they say, "Oh, do we have a pill for that?" That's the first thing they come up with. And if they don't, it's like, "Oh, we can't help you, sorry." but no one's actually mentioned, well, a massage might be good, might help it out. Don't know. I did watch, not to say it was morbid, but I did watch on YouTube the other day an amputation that, it was just something which came up because I was quite curious. And I did actually see, so I actually got to see what a nerve, the nerve that runs down the leg, looks like. And yeah, it was like a rubber, when you could see it, and they stretched it out and did whatever they do with it, seal the end of it or whatever it is, whatever, I can't really remember now. But I just remember it being like a rubber band. They just pull it, stretch it out, and ping back. So I'd highly doubt, my nerves have been cut. Like if you saw how much this thing stretched, it literally was like a rubber band. So unless it was totally cut, which it's not, because otherwise it wouldn't be hurting the way it is, I suppose. Um, then yeah, it might just be pinched, kinked, something or whatever, and maybe a massage will help sort that out. But that's something I'll have to sort out in due course. Perhaps give it a go. Um, but yeah, other than that, mentally still pretty good. Like I say, it's not hard when you can do things and you can see yourself doing things every couple of weeks. You can see, oh, I didn't do that before. I didn't done that. Like I say, this before the last video, I hadn't ridden a mountain bike. So that's something I've done. So it's like, well, yeah, it's another thing that I can actually do. Yes, I got to put the AFO on, but I can now ride a mountain bike. And go riding with my girls or whatever. It's just something which I couldn't have done before. Still, my main priority now is like glutes, because I mean that's what's giving me all the pain. That's what's sore every morning. That's like, and I don't know whether I need to rest them or whether I've actually just got to start getting them moving, get the blood flow through them, which helps them. And maybe it's because the whole thing of movement is medicine. Do I just need to move them just to get them warmed up and stretched, and that will relieve the pain, or do they actually need to be rested? Um, that's sort of the $64,000 question, which to be honest, I'm just sort of blundering my way through it. So we'll do a bit. Yes, it hurts. Right? I'll rest it. And okay, well, you've had a day or so's rest. Okay, if you're still sore, well, I can't just keep resting. I'll just start off stretching. I do stretches every day regardless, and just start moving. Because you can't. One thing I have learned, like if you want to seize up, we'll just stop moving. Like that's that's if you want to seize, that's just take it from there. That's all you got to do. Just stop, and then and it's only when you start moving again that's when everything frees up. So it's just a bit of a balancing act. But yeah, other than that, it's good. But yeah, we're coming into summer now, so I'll be out and about a bit more. The weeds are growing flat out, so I've been out there on my hands and knees weeding, which has sort of been stretching the glute muscles as well. And I was doing that for 5 hours the other day, so it's good to be sort of useful in some respect. Because it is starting to get a bit tiresome with just not being able to do stuff. But once again, and we're just getting to that mobility state where I'm starting to be able to do things, but I've got to remember not to push myself too hard, because now's the time where I still haven't fallen over or stacked it or anything like that, so I want to keep it that way. Whereas I'm getting impatient and I'm starting to push myself a bit more. So now's the time. It still has only been 4 months since I've had that major back surgery, so I need to still rein it in and not do anything too stupid. So I'm working with the home gym, the weights now that the physio said I can do. So, but just take it easy and build up slowly. That'll be the key. All right, I wish everyone the best, and I will see you all soon. Catch up. Bye bye.